everybody, the Great Dino Ranger here again, back with another review. We are just at the last stretch of my birthday reviews, and we're gonna close it off with the Safari LTD segment, basically all of the Safari figures that I've gotten. And yeah, we're gonna start off with the Safari LTD Saltasaurus. So this is a brand new figure, I believe from, okay, so this is a 2023 figure. I thought it was something different than that for some reason, but yeah, we got the 2023 Saltasaurus figure, and this one is a really great one. I'm a sucker for sauropods, so it's really cool to get another new model of a scientifically accurate sauropod for my collection, well, non-Jurassic Park collection. And yeah, this one is really, really great. I believe Safari did a Saltasaurus before as part of their, I think their Carnegie line, or maybe it was part of their very early line of figures. They done almost like a running Saltasaurus kind of. I know it was like brown. I have that one. That one's like in deep storage somewhere in my room in a box or a bin, so I couldn't find that one to compare it. But this one's obviously a more superior version, a more accurate version of Saltasaurus. Now, I didn't do any research or anything before doing this review, so I don't really have any helpful information about this dinosaur other than that it's a sauropod that, you know, is famous for having like armored plating, or at least just really thick osteoderms or thick skin on its back, which is really cool because that's kind of something you never really see in sauropods sometimes, because that's always like a characteristic with, like, you know, ankylosaurs and stuff like that. So it's really cool. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure where this dinosaur exactly lived, but I mean, if any of you guys know who watched this, feel free to let me know in the comments. But I'm sure I can just look up anything about this dinosaur after I'm done filming this. But here is the 2023 Safari Saltasaurus, and this thing is amazing. It's a really great sculpted figure. I realized that Safari has a lot of different sculptors when it comes to their figures, and this one seems to be almost like that same sculpt that some of the other somewhat more recent figures had, like the more smoother textured on the, you know, on the main skin parts, and then some have more like rough scales sculpted in. But it's really cool because it kind of gives you like a whole range of different textures of figures that Safari has. Obviously it's different sculptors for different figures, but still I really do like the way this one feels. I like the smoother texture with it. So it's kind of similar to their Diplodocus, I believe, or this might be different. I mean, just looking at the scales, I mean, this might be similar to the Safari like Dino Dana, Stygimoloch, or Nanotyrannus. So, but detail-wise, this thing is a really great figure. I love the pose it's in. It's in that cool walking pose. That's gonna be really cool when you're taking pictures with it. And the detail is phenomenal on it. I like all the finer sculpted in scales throughout the neck, even throughout the limbs here. Both the front and hind limbs look really well done, especially here all the way to the tip of the tail. You got some cool lined work on the underside of the neck right here, and as well as the underside of the stomach, and even on the underside of the tail. So kind of more simpler down here, but it's, there's actually a lot more scales sculpted in as well, so it's not as simple as other ones, or it means it's more sculpted than other figures. A lot of them just have like the smoother tone, but I really do like it a lot. You can see a lot of the cool muscles kind of flexing through the sculpt, which is really nice. And like I keep on saying, it always pops depending on your light source. You can see some more of the muscles kind of flexing through the arms and the limbs here. I like the folds in the skin and the stretching movements. Just kind of gives this animal, this figure, life, like as if it's actually walking, and it's really cool. The feet, you know, nicely sculpted as well. I like the claws. I just like the overall detail, and I like how there's no claw on the front limbs. I see that a lot in a lot of the modern paleo art and even figures. So some of them are portrayed with claws and some of them are not. They're just like giant pillars just to help stabilize these giant animals as they walk. Here at the face sculpt, very basic. I mean, it's a very tiny head. It's hard to get a lot of nice detail in there. You can see the little ear hole right there. The eyes are like a nice black color, which works. I like black eyes on some of these animals because it kind of gives it a little bit more life. Kind of like how some animals today, when you look at them, they just look like they have black eyes. The mouth is nicely sculpted. Same with the nostrils in the front there. It's kind of hard to focus. So kind of almost like a Diplodocus head a little bit. Like I said, I'm not too familiar with Saltasaurus. I didn't catch up on my facts or anything like that. You got a small row of spikes or bumps here on the back of the head, and then they kind of disappear. Really interesting. You see just a lot of the minor sculpts going on there with the scales. And you get to like probably the biggest point of this dinosaur, and that's the very armored, bumpy back, covered in like all of these thicker scales, these giant osteoderms, kind of just like sticking out of the body there, and then all in between those, some smaller scales. Well, bigger than the normal smaller ones here, but still pretty large overall. And they look really great. And I like the rough, bumpy texture it has. It kind of gives you like a feel of how armored this dinosaur is. So that's really cool. Yeah, I really like how Safari incorporated this into their mold, and it looks really great too. Great sculpt, and the paint job, I really like the paint job. I like the very subtle red tones in it. You got like this lighter gray for the underside, the complete underside, and oops, the entire top side is like this soft red tone that goes basically from the head all the way down to the tip of the tail. And I like the white, kind of like a dry brush on these larger osteoderms, and there's like a slight little bit of that onto the other scales as well. It looks really good. It makes the sculpt pop. I liked it a lot. Yeah, it just makes these osteoderms really pop. It kind of brings just, I don't know, I just really like it. And you got like this dark purple striping down to the tip of the tail, and you got some here on the neck as well. So really nice color choices for this Saltasaurus. Then you got like a black for the toe claws, which are nicely done as well. So yeah, very nicely sculpted figure, and a very good lengthy one as well. I was actually very surprised of how small this figure is compared to other sauropods. So yeah, I really do like this one a lot. It's a really great design. It's a cool species. I think it's like I like when Safari kind of redo or update some of their past figures, and I believe the other Saltasaurus was a Safari figure, I believe. So it's kind of cool how they kind of updated that one after a long period of time in between them, but still it's a worthy wait, I'd say. There are so many others I think Safari could actually benefit for redoing or updating, more so than another Saltasaurus. But yeah, I really like this figure a lot. The paint job, the sculpt, the pose, the detail is just great on this one. So for comparisons, we don't have very much. I didn't bring a lot of my sauropods out. A lot of them are on my shelves, but they're displayed in a way they're kind of difficult to kind of remove, and I don't really have to, want to rearrange everything just yet. But we're going to compare it with another armored sauropod that we have from Safari, and this is the 2018 Mauisaurus. So another sauropod, roughly similar in size, though the Mauisaurus is definitely much longer. And as you can see, this one's also covered in like the nice osteoderm armored pattern on the back here, and you got some more spikes up there. So really cool. I really like this one. As you can see, this one's like that smoother sculpted tone or that texture. I really like that a lot. So I guess it is kind of different than this one, but they do look really nice together. Yeah, just an overall another great sauropod to add to my ever-growing Safari collection. So yeah, that's basically all I have to say about this Safari Ltd Saltasaurus. For any of you guys that collect Safari or any of these model figures, I recommend it. I like Safari. I probably prefer Safari more than a lot of other companies. I don't know why. There's just something about these figures that are just kind of, they're really cool. The fact that they're, roughly hand sculpted. I'm sure other figures from other companies are hand sculpted, but I know these ones are hand painted. Something about that, something created with just hands and not machinery or anything, just kind of feels a lot more, I don't know, likable in my opinion. I just feel like they're a lot more special when they're like that. So I always have a soft spot for safari figures, more than any other company. So if you collect safari figures, if you're collecting a lot of the newer species that they keep on releasing every year, then yeah, I recommend getting a Saltasaurus. So I really like this one a lot, so take my word for it. But you know, you do you. So hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll see you guys again for the next safari review. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. So I'll see you guys for the next video.